The last match. I don't know why I'm writing this, maybe to warn someone, maybe just to get it out of my head. But if you're reading this, be careful who you match with. It started like any other night, bored, scrolling through Tinder, swiping left on guys with bad mirror selfies, swiping right on the ones who looked decent. Then I saw him. His name was Alex. Tall, dark hair, sharp jawline. His bio was simple. Looking for something real. I swiped right. It was an instant match. "Hey," he messaged almost immediately. I laughed to myself, a little eager, but okay. We started chatting and he was perfect. Too perfect. He knew exactly what to say. Never too aggressive, never too boring. It felt like he already knew me. After a few days, he asked me out for coffee. I hesitated, but he seemed normal, so I agreed. The moment I saw him in person, something felt off. He looked like his pictures, but somehow wrong. His smile didn't quite reach his eyes. His voice was smooth, but too measured, like he was carefully choosing every word. Over coffee, he asked a lot of questions. Not normal date questions. Deeper, personal ones. Do you live alone? Do your neighbors know you well? Do you keep your doors locked at night? I laughed nervously, but something inside me screamed to leave. I told him I had to go. He looked disappointed, but didn't push. That night, I deleted Tinder. But when I woke up the next morning, I had a notification. "Alex has super liked you." I stared at my phone. That wasn't possible. I had deleted my account. Then my phone buzzed. A message. "Why did you run?" I felt a chill crawl up my spine. My hands trembled as I set my phone down. Then, there was a knock at my door. A slow, deliberate knock. I live on the 10th floor. No one should know where I live. My phone buzzed again. Another message. "I'm outside." A match made in hell. I should have listened to my gut. It started like any other night, swiping through Tinder, half bored, half hopeful. Then I matched with him. His name was Daniel. Tall, dark hair, a smile that seemed too perfect. His bio was short. Just looking for something real. We hit it off instantly. He was funny, charming, and oddly intense. Within minutes, he asked to meet that night. Normally, I'd say no, but something about him was magnetic. He suggested a bar downtown, one I'd never been to. When I arrived, he was already there, sipping whiskey. Up close, he was different. His photos were accurate, but his eyes, something about them unsettled me. Still, I sat down. We talked. He made me laugh, but something gnawed at the back of my mind. Halfway through the night, I went to the bathroom. When I came back, my drink was waiting. He smiled. I hesitated. "I got you another," he said. I took a sip. And then, everything blurred. The world spun. My limbs felt heavy. I stood up too fast. Daniel caught me, his grip too firm. "Whoa, let's get you home," he said, voice smooth, reassuring. I mumbled something, tried to protest, but my words slurred. He half carried me outside. The air was freezing. I fumbled for my phone, but he pulled it from my hands. "You don't need that," he murmured. I panicked. Adrenaline surged through my haze. I twisted in his grip and stumbled, falling hard onto the pavement. A car passed, headlights blinding. I heard someone yell. Then, footsteps running. By the time I looked up, Daniel was gone. My phone was in my lap, screen cracked. A single message from him. "You ruined it." I never saw him again. But sometimes, late at night, I swear I see his face in the crowd, watching, waiting. Swipe right for danger. I never took Tinder too seriously. It was just a way to kill time, maybe meet someone interesting. Most matches led nowhere, but then I met Emily. She was beautiful, long black hair, dark eyes, and a soft smile. Her bio was simple, just looking for a connection. We started talking and it felt effortless. She was funny, witty, and had this way of making me feel like I'd known her forever. After a few days of texting, she invited me over to her place for dinner. It was a little fast, but she seemed normal enough. Plus, she lived in an apartment complex not too far from me, so I figured, why not? Her place was on the 3rd floor. When I knocked, the door opened immediately, like she had been standing right there, waiting. She smiled and pulled me inside. Her apartment was small but cozy, candles flickering, soft music playing. It smelled like lavender and something else I couldn't quite place. We ate, we talked, we laughed. Everything was going great until I excused myself to use the bathroom. That's when I saw it. The door was slightly open, and through the crack, I spotted a framed photo on the bathroom counter. It was of Emily and a man. They looked happy, their arms wrapped around each other. My stomach twisted. Was she in a relationship? Had I just walked into something I shouldn't have? I decided to act normal. I stepped inside, did my business, and when I came out, Emily was standing in the hallway, waiting. But something had changed. Her smile was gone. "You saw it, didn't you?" she asked, her voice eerily calm. I hesitated. "Saw what?" Her eyes darkened. "The photo." I forced a laugh. "Oh yeah, I didn't know you had a boyfriend." She stared at me, unblinking. "I don't." I shifted uncomfortably. "Oh, ex-boyfriend then?" She tilted her head, that eerie silence stretching between us. Then, in a slow, almost robotic voice, she said, "That's not my ex." I swallowed. "Okay, then who is he?" She didn't answer. Instead, she stepped closer, and that's when I noticed something horrifying. The photo, the man in it, his face, looked exactly like me. My blood ran cold. I forced a nervous chuckle. "Is this some kind of joke?" She smiled again, but this time it sent chills down my spine. "I knew you'd come back to me." I grabbed my jacket and bolted for the door, but as I turned the handle, I heard her whisper behind me, "You always do." I didn't stop running until I was home, heart pounding. I immediately blocked her on Tinder. But later that night, as I was lying in bed, my phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. "Don't run this time." Attached was a photo of me, taken that night, through my bedroom window.